Well, like
You always get much of that.
trolls.
You get
I
much
encourage it because
Yeah.
they make everything go viral. But some guests are sensitive. So I've got moderators and they say, all right, delete these comments because the guest's sensitive. Other guests are like, I don't give a fuck, just let them fight. Because then the trolls talk a lot of shit. The army backing that person up talks shit back to them and defends the guest.
It's more
And
publicity.
YouTube sees that as activity.
Right.
People are interested in this video.
Oh, brilliant, mate. I'm going to get more trolls after me.
Then,
I hate you.
then YouTube promotes the video to more people and it gets more views.
Yeah, well, that's what
Trolls, keep trolling us. You're doing us a favour.
that's what that Rich Piano was on about. Now I know what you mean. I didn't know the terms of it.
It's the same with Amazon. If you've got a book on Amazon and it's all 5-star reviews,
Yeah.
the Amazon algorithm thinks that's the author's mate has just done that. They want to see 1, 2. They want to see some bad reviews, a spread of reviews.
Yeah.
And then they promote your book more to their customers because it looks more genuine.
Well, I've got all I've got is all 5 and 2 3s. I think I've got. I think there's 85s and 2 3s. So Jamie, well, stop doing the 5s, doing the 3s.
We want more trolls, by the way.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, what it is, I've been going to do a podcast, not as big as you guys, but I'm going to be doing one myself. So me and our lasses are going to do it, and we're going to do one about training. We're going to get people in the gym. I've got about 1,000 people back in the gym, and we're doing a book. It's going to be called Training the Brian Cockerill Way, and I'm really clever on what to eat and what to. See, most people, that's the downfall. They go to the gym to train. Oh, look how big I'm getting. You don't. You're breaking down the muscle there, and what you do when you train, you break the muscle and it goes into little microscopic tears. So it tears the muscle. So you've got to then replenish. It's like having a car and driving it for miles. You've got to put oil in it and petrol.
Yeah.
So you've got to put carbohydrates straight back in the tank. You've got to put protein in. You've got to put it in within 2 hours because you have that window of opportunity. So all these little secrets, how to take your creatine, your glutamine, not to eat high carbohydrates on the night because they put fat on you. But if you don't have enough carbs in, if you don't have enough protein in, your body starts keeping fat and loses muscle because your body's not interested in muscle, so it thinks I keep warm with the fat. So you 5 small meals, you digest 500 calories of carbs. You probably use 200 calories. You'd burn up just digesting. Protein, if you had 500 grams of that, 500 calories of that, you'd burn up 300. So if you had 501 and 500, you'd probably burn up 500 calories. So if you have 5 small meals, that'll often it's burning and burning and burning your metabolism. So
I've seen these small meals on YouTube.
Oh, that was just
video.
That was
fucking whole chickens and fucking.
That was when I was going for the well sauce, man. I was eating. I was 15.
It's like
22,000 calories or something. That
20
picking up cars, you need that.
Yeah.
That was then because I was obviously fucking when you're training that type of weight. You're doing 800-pound squats and deadlifts and things like that. It takes a lot out of you. Oh, and for all the bullshit saying I never did it. Look on YouTube, it's there.
Yeah.
I know they're saying the plastic weights. You can't win with them, can you?
Yeah,
The bar's bent, Olympic bar, I'm squatting 800 £. He went, well, he never went down, he should have been another inch further. Fucking 800 £, you know, it's just ridiculous.
Who's put that on YouTube?
It's on there, just on YouTube. When Jamie's got it on my Facebook. You go on my Facebook, you can see me training, and I'm 24 stone, and my shoulders are like fucking
Can you send us that and we can put it in?
of course I can. I've got about an hour and a half of me training when I was in the old days. Just and then there's me on the pads.
Yeah.
Oh, he wasn't that fast, so I'm on the pads, punching the pads.
shoulders are fucking like that.
Have you seen the bit?
Yeah, I've seen you in the bag, and the bag's just like.
No, not the bag. This is the pads.
Oh,
and the lad was called Julian Davies, and he written Street Fighters book, and he interviewed 350 fighters for it, and he said it's in the paper. This is his word, not mine. He said, and you only get a fighter like Brian Cockerill every 50 or 100 years with the chin, solid chin, hand speed. Even Paddy Maloney said this to use at my hand speed and things. And I could do like 15 minutes on a bag straight off, you know. I was super fit, still super fit now. And have that type of strength and have that speed. Look, Duffy said it's impossible to be that big and be that fast. It defies the laws of gravity type of thing. So, but I was just born that way. You just, you know. So he said somebody like him every 100 years comes around, and he's one in a million type of thing. Wow. So. But that was like, this lad was a trained boxing expert and he fought for money and things like that, you know. But he did the book called Street Fighters years ago. That was a very first book. I did 2000.
Jamie's got us watching this stuff on Paul Sykes. What do you think of him?
I went to fight him in 1994. But
you fought him?
No, I went to fight him in 1994.
Yeah.
It was with a few other lads, a boxer. What Dave last time was another one. And we went down to the place and... Dave was going to have a fight with him, and he wouldn't fight him, and he wouldn't fight me. But There was another lad there who was the top fighter in Wakefield, and we grabbed him because you remember the old days, people in the 80s and 90s, people used to sell dodgy perfumes and used to make good money. And
Yeah.
A bit crappy, but £2 each and you sell for £4 and things like that. I still myself, make a couple of good trackies. Like what I used to think, they were classes like Del Boy type characters.
Yeah.
And what happened then?
Dupe instead of dupe and stuff like that.
Yeah, things like that. But there was like forwards, there was like dupe, but it was false.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Probably fucking toilet fucking detergent or something. But people back because they got £3 or £4 or £5. So, and the trainees were quite good. But I talked to the lad where they made the trainees. The people that made the copies still made the real ones.
China
so they were just
somewhere.
the same fucking things, you know. So a lad, Tomo used to get them over our way, and I used to get the trainees and get them for £25, some for 35. I used to do well on them in the court Berghouse and things like that. I did really well with them Berghouse. The Berghouse, one of the shops was £400.
Everyone loved the Berghouse.
And when we put it in, I got 1,000 off at Newcastle. I sold them on in about 2 weeks. And I put them in the shower, and it took 4 hours to get through the copy. And the original one took 2 hours for the water to come through. So the copies were better than the real one. And all the police were buying them my way off people. Dodgy coats. Look, every comes around with Berghouse because there's one of the other coats. They're all coppers and everything. But I think in them days, the kids on the estates got the same training as everyone. And right now, only the rich
they
people.
wanted to look different, didn't they?
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Peter, they trains like these £100 in the shops, aren't they, to buy. So we've got money we can buy, we'll tax them. Anyway, but what I'm saying
allegedly.
And what I'm saying is, the kids now are saying, my trainings are like £300, my Lacoste tops are this and all that shit. So the kids can't get the same as the rich kids, so they're getting bullied at school.
Yeah.
And they feel awful. But when we were kids, we had fuck all. But in the 80s, when the Del Boy characters come out, everyone got the copies. So they've got the Adidas train. They look the same.
Still look smart, don't
Still
they?
look smart, exactly, mate. So everyone was getting on. But now I think it's the worst we've ever been living for poverty. I think it's the food banks in this 21st century. It's absolutely scandalous, isn't it? You don't realise how many people are starving out there. It's terrible.
People living on the street still is ridiculous.
Well, we've saved. Now, there's a lad called Jamie from Liverpool phoned us. He was living under a bridge. And he was starving and he had no food, so we got him bits of food, we got him sorted out, we got him sorted with a lad called John Kavanagh, and he got him in a place. Within 2 days he phoned us up, he said, you've done more for us than the government have. He said, I worked for 13 and a half years as a marine, flying helicopters and tanks and all that stuff, and I can't even get a fucking job. He was like, when you're a bodyguard, you've got all these certificates, you've got all these things. And then I got another kid who does, he's got a security called Glenn Bartlett, where we are, he looks after the Middlesbrough people and all that, but he's got all ex-army lads there, and one lad's had his hands blown, so I've gone down, got my book, written my book, Army's hero type of thing. I said, no, you're my fucking hero, being in the war in Iraq and places, they're the real heroes. And I just like to say,
that's true, that as well.
The real heroes are like the doctors and nurses now, dying to help people.
Yeah.
Literally dying to help people because of the coronavirus, so they've done fantastic. I just think what I do now is I go around helping people every day of the week. I help someone. I think you get out of bed. I listen to Joe Dispenza, still the same as what James English, me and him was at the same block. He had his addiction. He got off it through that, and I did. And he's a psychologist, a doctor, and he got his back broken in a car crash. He'd never walk around, but he made himself better by the mind, power of mind. And he goes around doing speeches, and what he says is really good. So he says, before you get out of bed, just think of what you want to be like today, what you're going to do to make today the best day you're going to be, and just think what you want to help someone. So I help people every day of the week, even if you help somebody carry a bit of shopping or just open the door for someone, things like that. Just
be like Groundhog Day for me, like looking every day.
I need to get your house a couple of days a week, don't I? I have to get over water. And we were talking to an old lady the other day, about 75, 8-year-old. She was had the bandage and all that. She said, yeah, there's that thing off there. Then got her a little tin of whatever it was, beans or something. I was saying, you're all right there now, kept the distance, and she was talking to me, and you could see you'd made a day. Probably going home feeling great, because like Groundhog Day, some people are sitting, they've got no one helping them, no one singing them. So I say, just don't suffer in silence. If you've got any mental health issues, like, i.e., the army lads, what they get, I was getting mixed up, mate. PTSD. The PTSD, or if you've got any mental health issues whatsoever, you're not mental, it's just a word. And don't suffer in silence, because there's no need to, because there's help out there. And like they say, there's people.
I thought it was PDSA, mate. That's what else, isn't it?
That's the dog thing, isn't it? Yeah. Free dog help. So these people, Tony Wiltshire, it's okay not to be okay. they're helping people down the south, and they're fantastic people. They're all in the church, and they do a little prayer thing with us on the thing and that, and nice people. And the other lad does the changing the game. I've just done 2 videos there. If you go on YouTube, you'll see them. And we're helping people. We're making a difference. And like I say, that policeman the other night said, you're doing a fantastic job, and I just want to commend you and shake your hand. And you go home, you think, I've done pretty good today. The police are even saying that I'm doing good, so it must be good, you know. So, and it's better than like looking over your shoulder. And well, you've had trouble. You know what it's like. It's a nightmare, isn't it?
So Brian's mentioned that he's been on the James English podcast. Shout out to James English, doing brilliant. And the link to the James English podcast, if you just want to click down in the description box, you can go and check out Brian on James English. And I urge you to subscribe to James's channel as well. It's growing really fast right now too.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So how's all this podcasting working out for you?
Quite good. We've done the like I say, the changing the game with Les Peacock. It's on YouTube. It's all free. So we've done it for free to help people. So
yeah.
I didn't want no money or nothing. I've gone to, I think it's like 3 or 4 different schools now. But what they've done, they've been clever. They've put like 2 or 3 schools of close proximity. They brought them on the bus, like mainly 15-year-old kids in that. And I've gone there and they're all sat there and they're not even bothered about it. I'm just going to sell drugs. I'm just going to do it. They said, don't think what I did was glamorous, because it's not.
No.
I said, no, I'm not trying to glamorise anything. Crime does not pay. In the end, the police always win. And the government, you go to jail, as you know. And it's not nice being in jail, is it? You can't have what you want to eat. The West
We'd never used the police though, would we?
No. We wouldn't
Never ever would I think about phoning
them. The only
them.
time I'd phone the police, if it was like, I've been asked to go, McIntyre's contact me, Donald, lovely man. He's kept friends all them years, you know. And he watched this thing I did the other week for helping people. He went, oh, absolutely brilliant. So he's asked me to go on a show to find someone who's gone missing. She's a girl. She's gone.
Yeah.
And I'm really clued up with. I can walk in somewhere like it's just changed in here.
Yeah.
I can wear things. I don't think criminal would know that, would he? So they want me to catch criminals, but criminals that are making people disappear, killing people and things like that. So they want me to go on this show. They might be wanting me to go on a show where I'm like a bit of a helper with the police, but I'd help the police all day long to find people's children who've gone missing. I'd help the police all day long.
Yeah, that's different.
If somebody's been killed and things like that, like rapists and murderers and things like that. So, but I would never. If I was having a fight, I got beaten in a fight. You didn't one lane. You can't keep switching lanes.
No,
got beat. I've had fights with lads who were fantastic fighters. I've had 3 and 4 in a fight, never lost. And I've knocked down, broke the jaw, and grasped me up.
Oh,
when I got done in Tommy Harrison's house, and nearly got killed. The holes at Hammer House of Horrors, they called it. I said I fell over to the police.
Is that where that one scar is on the side?
Yeah,
there's
one there. They've got holes in there. A bullet hole there. Another one under the bottom there. Don't be pinching my money. Oh, yeah, you don't get no pockets there.
You're in Liverpool, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I know. My pockets are there. So and I've got them all over me. Holes. Look, you can see. That was the same night a gun what he got shot with. Them daft pellet things. Just 4 times I got caught with it. With the shotgun thing, but it was like shit.
They hurt though.
They had
sting like all
they don't hurt at the time, but I've been shot a few times. I got shot at Redcar. They fucking all shot at me. But the guns were them Dillingers. No, they're handmade.
Yeah,
so you could shoot you there and it'd over there. So
go over there, yeah.
Richie Ossie did a thing the other night. He come with us. It was the Northern Warrior, my pal from Hartlepool. And he come with us and he went, fuck hell, I don't mind having a fight. We're going to get killed here. And there was I got shot when we were there, but it was a tiny little, like they put them little guns years ago, like a potato gun, a little one of them type of pellets, like a little pellet. And he went, oh, he got shot. Charles there. He went, what's that? I said, you've been shot. And he collapsed. I had to catch him. And it was only a little tiny bullet, but we looked behind. All the windows were smashed in the van. But he said, oh, they shit themselves run like fuck. That's fucking right. And run like fuck. You can't beat bullets, can you?
No, you can't.
I was faster than Linton Christie that night. Usain Bolt would never have caught me.
We were telling Shane that you said if it's a gun, you run on it.
Yeah, you run it.
A knife, run away.
That's right. Yeah.
He's like, what was his response?
He said, I'd run away from both now.
Well, what it is, you can't open the bullets, can you? So
no, you can't.
A couple of times I had one. I went to attack a lad. He had 20 grand in the house apparently with coke. And I've gone to the door and I went, I'll fucking kill you. He said, I'll fucking shoot you. I went, oh, then I ran at him and he shot me. I went, oh, fuck. And I looked. There was a little yellow pellet, the fucking BB gun. But you don't think when you're mad as a fucking fish, aren't you? Especially when you're young, you don't care. Lee Duffy used to say to me, you're never going to. But Lee Duffy, I found out that I've talked to a lad, this was only about a year, about 10 months ago with Jamie. And we went to this lad's house called Nosha, boxing lad. And he said, did you know Duffy He's another story what I knew about Duffy. I found out because I knew my pal told us it. Duffy went to a lad's house called John McPartney. He passed away now. And he said, I'm coming to attack you. He said, hold on. Come out with a shotgun. I ran Duffy around his car and Duffy jumped the car and fucked off. So when Duffy got shot and all the other things, he was scared of guns. So what he done is he palled up with you, knowing Duffy never kicked doors in. He used to tax people at raves. He'd go to the thing and go, yo, come here. And they'd have to come down and give the gear and that and the gas.
Fucking hell, they just walk down and give up.
And they snitch other people out.
Yeah, that's right.
He's got some as well.
He's got more than him and he's got more than me and shit like that. And he was leaving.
Bastards, aren't they?
Yeah. I've only got like 20 quid. I think he's got 200 quid worth. Something like that. I used to just take it off the fucking all of them, you know. But
you used to boot the doors in, didn't you?
I built the doors in. Well, what I used my brain because I've always like been very clever, strategic wise. What was the best time to catch? I thought, well, isn't it better to let them sell the drugs? And then get the money. You know what I mean? Use the brain. So I used to use that. And then I'd have people like say, I'd get like the dealers, and they'd get maybe 9 ounces off him, 9 ounces off him, 500 quid off him, and all that stuff. But people used to say, there can't have been that much money in them days. They can't have taxed that much. I taxed millions of pounds. Because in them days, if you know, the rave scene come on. And everyone was making mega bucks.
90s.
And I when I did the rave...
People paying £20 and
exactly.
You know what I mean? None of these shitty 3 quid.
No, there's no such thing.
Proper MDMA.
Doves, love doves.
Yeah.
And Mercedes, all them type of things. Anyway, I got the first rave with Don La Roche and little... I can't remember his name now. Steve. I can't remember his second name. He done the rave with us. And we opened, it was called the Eclipse in Stockton. It was in Brunswick Street. It's been shut down now. It's a bus depot. And they only had about 30 people the first night. So I phoned people from Liverpool, Manchester. I've been in jail, you see, different jails. And next week, there was 2,000 people in there. The next week, there was 3,000. There was a queue of 400 people in it. And we'd have the rave for 24 hours. We'd have it Friday and Saturday night. So what we started doing was charging Friday a tenner. You get 3,000 people. That's 30 grand. You know what I mean? Oh, they kind of make... We did fucking make that much money.
When me and Shaun first started raving, we'd go to these like illegal raves. An old script car, an old like scrap yard. And like you'd walk up,
stuff.
2 decent big lads with like fucking Berghaus on.
Yeah.
Fucking a couple of nice big dogs. And like a Tesco bag. You put your tenner in the Tesco bag.
They've been straight round. What the hell have they been there? Why did you phone me? But this was like, what these were, there was a law come out like from Leeds. You could open a rave, as long as you got people, you must know this, as long as you got people to sign the thing the day before and say they were into dancing, and they'd signed a piece of paper, say they were dancers and you could get them in, but you couldn't sell alcohol, but you could have a dance club. So I got this place, it was massive, I done it out, it was beautiful, I had parachutes come down, it was beautiful. I spent 15 grand, in them days, it was a lot of money. I got these college students in, and they had this big red monster coming out of the wall, but we put a strobe on so it looked like he was coming out of the wall, and you're off there, he was like, fucking hell. So I called it Heaven and Hell. So downstairs was hell, it was all gargoyles and all sorts of the wall, and upstairs was
clever,
heaven.
that.
And it was up at heaven, so it was like, and it was like angels and everything. We had a silver floor with smoke, but the smoke looked like clouds. It was really... And upstairs we had the headbangers one, you know, with the bam, 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 the heavy stuff. And then we had a chill room. It was marvellous, you know. And we were making fortunes, 30 grand on the door. 3 of us getting 10 grand each, you know. And he didn't make that much money. He didn't talk shit, people, do they?
And you had the drugs as well, though?
We had the gear in there as well, allegedly. And I was doing 5,000 a week in the Teesside, like in that area. And the people from Newcastle used to get the work off, and people from like here say, what the fuck are you doing giving it away? But I had all, you see, I used to run the doors. I used to have about 15 doors. But they were a pain in the ass, because every night you get a phone call and go and sort that out. I thought, fuck the doors, they're not worth it. You're making 3 quid a doorman. So I let the doorman do the doors. So I was befriended them. So I'd go in and say there's 5 doormen, there's 10 They pay 20%, it's like 40 quid each, that type of thing. And I had in the club. So I'd have like, girls were the best, and Emmy was the best. Emma, when she was young, she used to go in and say, there's 100 quid, go and see who else is selling. So if I'd come back, like, different colours and different things, I knew somebody selling them in my club. So I used to go and get them in the toilets and Taxman and throw them out. And that's how I controlled everything. So I had from Whitby right up to Sunderland, because any Butte had Sunderland. Any had nothing to do with drugs, but I had all the clubs with him. So it was, the business was unbelievable. What happened to people, what people used to do before that, people would work for British Steel for like 40, 50 years, and they were all starting, because Maggie Thatcher sold them all, and everything started going down. So people then would get a redundancy pay, they get 40, 50 grand, so they'd buy 50 grand with a blow, which is cannabis.
Yeah.
And if the Cockerill would find out, I think, right, you fuckers, and they become drug dealers to me, then it's fair game. So, and then you get cigarette men selling cigarettes and making money and buying drugs and making more money. So it was so lucrative that it was unbelievable the money we're making.
That's what cigarette men made more money than the drug money.
Dealers, yeah, they did. Yeah. And also when you sold the alcohol, they were going to Belgium and back and forth, fucking train, like non-stop like a train. So there was loads of money in the late 80s. And then when Tony Blair was the Prime Minister, everything was fucking well. People working, everything was brilliant. I'll tell you a story about it in a minute. Anyway, so next minute, I'm running all these. It's like an empire I've got. I've got like hundreds of people working for me, and I never made that much money. I had fucking Porsches and Cosworths, and I had every fucking thing. I had 6 cars on the. You know what I mean? I had 3 houses. I had 2 nightclubs. I had all sorts. And it was a mad time, in them days, there was no such thing as money laundering, there was no such thing as assets of crime. You could just go and buy a car. I'd buy a Porsche, 60 grand, and then sell it 4 weeks later for 40 grand. They're just fucking crackers, just had that much money. I was giving my family, I was giving him, every fuck was at me. I was 60, 70 people at my house a day wanting handouts who was starving and paying for people in the street. For I'd see kids went out and give them a tenner in the street and things like that, just give money away like Robin Hood. Like Robin Hood, I've been away. But the same kids remember you give me that 20 quid that day and things like that. It's good. But there's no characters like that now because it's all this knife stabbing.
Well, them same kids have you back when you get older.
That's right. Well, they have now. The ones who can fight for fun now. Yeah. All the dads know me. I've got no one going. That's why I used to say to Lee Duffy, I said, Lee, you're pushing out the boundaries now. Because you used to have that favourite saying, I know I've said it, I'll say it 1,000 times. I can empty a pub in a minute. I used to say I can fill it. So when he was, I think Lee Duffy, his demise was when he started to crack. Because when he was on the E, he was really nice, pleasant, everything. And when I went to jail, he started taking, I had the crack with him a couple of times, but we're all right because we were young. But once you take crack cocaine and it gets to you, and you have that paranoia once, you get it every single time. Yeah. And you know what I'm talking about. If you've had it, and you think, I've had it 1,000 times, I won't get it this time. And then you have another go, somebody out there, is that the police? They had a bug or something. You wouldn't be able to do this, talk on the microphone, do all this if I was on drugs. People are, he's still on drugs. I did a daft thing, we always messed about and going, he's on them biscuits again. I was having a bit of a laugh at the end, we always dancing, messed about, shadowboxing. He's on them mad biscuits, but no, it's just, in them days, the cops were all involved in the drug scene, and there was loads of bent cops, and I mean, where we lived, Middlesbrough, it was just corruption was unbelievable. The cops were getting nicked. There was 12 of them put in the rehab because they were all fucking on coke. But
in America, the cops allow some dealers to work and then arrest the competition.
No, that's what they do. They do, they eliminate the competition. This is what they do. They'll have say six big. I would never work like that. I couldn't work with them. They asked me to work with them a few times. I went, fuck off. I'm fucking on one side of the fence, you're on the other. And that time when I got done in Tommy Addison's, the people got caught who done me because they were seen coming out the house.
Sensible people do work with them, though, don't they?
Yeah, you're right, but not slinky bastards, though. And you can see what they are because they're running around in Ferraris. They lived in fucking 400-500 grand houses. They've never had they're on the dole still, and they're claiming, and they've never been to jail in their life. Everybody around them goes to jail apart from them.
Yeah.
And have you got to figure? There's loads of people who've been caught with kilos of coke. You go to the court and getting off. I go for driving offences, like a 3 year. And these are going up and getting like 2 year for 2 kilos of coke.
Yes.
You know that. Someone told me that a while when you've been to jail. You know the score. You know the score as well. You know who the grasses are when the sentences are put out. Stephen says he got caught doing virtually piss all. The guideline was 2 years. He got 10.
He's hard to understand, Stephen says, isn't he? We interviewed him.
Oh, I can understand him because he's like my brother. He's my brother and Michael and that. They're really good lads. We're doing a film,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we're making a film. It's called The Sayers Movie.
He needs subtitles, he really does.
And, I'll accept it for him. No, I can understand him perfectly, but he's a good lad, he's a really good lad. He's one of them. He's one of them. One of the neighbours was robbed, like an old woman or something. He's the first one to help them, and Michael's the same. The whole family are like that, all the Sayers family.
He's the one we interviewed, wasn't he?
Yeah.
If you're watching this, Stephen Sayers, Newcastle Crime Family, True Crime Podcast playlist. I'll put it in the description box. But also, my publishing company, Gadfly Press, has just published the audio books for the Sayers family. So you've got A Breed Apart, and you've got Tried and Tested.
Yes,
they should be out by the time this is published if people want to go over on Amazon.
Good.
Yeah.
And my other pal's just got a new book out there, Stephen Wraith. His book. It's just got out. Jamie's Bowles just written it. That's.
We've had Stephen Wraith on, and I'm republishing his Craze book as well.
Yeah,